at myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. Well, guys, in case you can't tell which chapter we are talking about today, chapter 74 of Project Horizon. And, well, let's say this one got a memorable ending. Anyways, first of all, welcome to the show, as usual, with me, vector-brony.
Hi there, hi all.
Yes, and, wow, chapter 74.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe we try to do what we did with the Skyport chapter and try to go through it chronologically. At least I try to keep my notes chronological as well, mostly.
Yep, same here.
Also, it probably makes the entire tone of the podcast maybe a little bit lighter if we keep the heavy stuff for the end.
Yep, I agree.
By the way, talking about it, was I the only one who had a weird, surreal feeling when Somber started using the word somber so often in a chapter? It stuck to me out each time when I read the word somber, and I was like, whoa, meta.
Weird.
Anyways, but to really start from the beginning, the first thing I noted what was really in one of the very first paragraphs, which was Blackjack's initial reaction to Tom. Really just, huh. And she immediately turns back to Echo, completely unimpressed. And it kind of makes sense. I mean, this is pretty much a nice reflection on what we criticized about the last chapter, that it felt she's back to being an ordinary pony, or in chapter 73, and she's fighting rather ordinary bad guys, and while the fighting is still good, while it's still great action, especially considering that it is written form, it had this kind of like, well, we've been there, done this feeling, and now it gets reflected directly to Blackjack's reaction, like, oh yep. God, I died 3 times and stuff, so...
She's always just saying, this isn't the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Hell, she's seen a screaming room.
Yes, the screaming room wasn't even mentioned. Then, yeah, the feeling of becoming a cyber pony and whatnot, and being in Lacuna's mind, and being controlled by the goddess. A big talking giant rock? I mean, it's just like Gravity Falls. There's a rock like a face.
I've really got to start watching that thing. I'm hearing so much good things about it.
Yes, you do. God damn it. Okay, I didn't spoil really anything because rock that looks like a face is in the first episode. So.
Okay.
Is it a face or is it a rock? It is a rock looking like a face. Or is it a rock or a face? Is it a face looking like a rock? No, it's a face. Yes. And this is just a small part of the humor of the show. And the humor is only the sugar on top of Gravity Falls. Anyways. Project Horizon, not Gravity Falls.
Yes, we must focus.
Yes. And then the conference room.
Yep.
Oh, it felt so anime. This is I believe a thing you often hear when Western cartoons and Japanese cartoons get compared. That in Western cartoons there's a lot more action, there's a lot more getting things done and stuff, while in anime there's often a more spiritual side to things, and even the fights are basically metaphors for the conflict between the humans, and weapons are extensions of the humans and stuff like this. And so in anime and manga you often have this in the biggest and baddest and worst fight scenes. The character still stands there in these dramatic poses and talk and talk and talk. And here, the same thing.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I remember watching Guns and Wing. They did the whole same thing. Huge battle at the end. And it's still got the main two characters talking to each other, saying if it is right or not.
Gurren Lagann. Also.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, also, the big space battle, and it gets super serious. And then they kind of do a dimensional switch, and then they are in this other dimension where they do the talking. And the same thing here, which is first of all, I never had a problem with the anime-esqueness of Project Horizon. And it works here because they need time to talk. They have a supernatural being, and it kind of draws them in a pocket dimension where time doesn't pass. So
yeah, and it was very, very enjoyable, and it was very, very valid.
yeah,
I mean, I have to admit, Tom's argument was actually on a fair, in my opinion. He had the right intentions. He was just looking on a bigger scale.
yeah. So what bothered me about his argument was like, Blackjack is pointing out the big thing like, what if the Eater planned all this, like the Eater plans that you are here entrapped in this stone, and maybe this makes the worst possible ending from all of the endings you just showed us. And Tom is just like,
oh yeah, that was creepy reading that one.
I do it anyways. I still need to do it. Like, what? Dude, you just confirmed by the visions you all saw that the ending, that you fly down there and get caught by the legate and get fed to the Eater.
Tokyo, yeah.
Yes, this is the worst.
That was creepy reading. That was, oof.
Yeah, with the souls getting dragged from it everywhere and stuff. And he's still like, I mean, both the other endings have been, even the ending where they don't do anything and the Earth just dies.
Withers and turns grey and collapses in the dust.
Yeah, but it was a very creepy and sad ending. But if we're talking about big scheme, the Eater just staying dormant forever within a dead Earth, or Equus, sorry, is still a better fate for the universe than Tom getting fed to him and him breaking loose.
Doing the Armageddon spell.
Yeah, it's like, Tom, you see the problem, right?
Yeah. Like they're saying, having the single pony project that's cracking like an egg and being disintegrated.
Yeah. It's all like, yeah, but that's a good point. All the visions of pretty much the original story getting annihilated, and the characters being like, all the things we achieved would be completely undone.
Yep. And then we had, I'm just thinking now. Like, it was showing when, if he actually succeeded, the world would survive eventually. Eventually, life would return, but Blackjack and her friends wouldn't be there to see it. But it's all about perspective of the life of a planet rather than the life of a pony. True. And of course, it was worthwhile seeing Blackjack's idea of what they can do to save it. Just bury the Soul Eater underground and just about leave it, and get rid of all the innovation rings.
Yeah. Also, I still have to say there is a little bit of a problem I still have with how things are going now. I mean, they apparently don't go for the Tom crashes into the Eater plan. I mean, if Somber doesn't still intend to break with the original canon, we have the 10 years later chapter, which pretty much confirms how Fallout Equestria's future looks like. So, which is also a little bit sad, I have to say, especially during this chapter. I was like, too bad. I know that there has to be a good ending because of the 10 years later chapter. The stakes are high, but not on a global scale, only on an individual scale.
But you could say, like, in Doctor Who, they do mention that time is not set. It's always changing and it's always always flowing in different directions. And once again, Project Horizon might not have stick entirely to the Fallout Equestria story. It all varies and depends.
Yeah.
I know it is a bit of a tie down, I know, but I don't know.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, Somber is not going to alter the universe. He's not going the Doctor Who way, and probably also not for the J.J. Abrams on Star Trek way, which, by the way, I approve of. I like the new Star Trek universe, but this is besides the point.
Yep, that was a good idea, wasn't it? We're in a parallel dimension. Of course. Yeah. Did everybody in the audience get that? Good. And of course, we had our favourite Draconicus come back for another.
Oh yes. God, round. I loved it. Oh, so great.
Oh, that was just brilliant. Having Discord coming back, going, oh Tommy, you should know these ponies should never be predictable.
You own me 10 bits.
I'm looking inside Blackjack's head.
This one was a good one.
Just what goes on in that head of yours. Open it, spanking flanks and lots of moaning. I'm not going in there again.
To creep out Discord, this is quite an achievement, I have to say. Blackjack, you done well with your naughty, naughty mind. But yeah,
what's going on in that head.
But what I also wanted to say about what still bothers me, apparently they are not going to blast the Eater with Tom.
No, it seems like Blackjack is going to stop it.
She must somehow, because we can't pretty much assume that the legate is going to catch Tom and feed him to the Eater if nothing else happens. As I was where I was going for earlier was like, apparently the Eater cannot break loose because or destroy half the world because, well, we have the 10 years later chapter of the original story. Once again, I'm not sure. I kind of felt a little bit of regret that I know about it, because if I wouldn't know about it, the stakes would be higher right now. Now it's a question, does he break canon or not? Nevertheless,
like watching The Hobbit.
or the entire Stark Earth. I really mourn everybody out there who grows up nowadays and will see all 6 Star Wars movies chronological, starting with Episode 1. One of the biggest twists in the entire cinema history, period. Luke, I am your father.
Yep, I agree with you.
Everybody who grows up now and watches all 6 Star Wars movies in the chronological order will be like, Darth Vader, of course, Darth Vader looks dead, I knew this. What are you talking about? Why making a big deal out of it? It's destroying the legacy by creating the prequels.
That is one of the most, like I said, one of the most famous scenes in film history.
Yes.
And it was, even for me when I was a kid, it was spectacular. You killed my father. No, Luke, I am your father. I was like,
I know.
Oh my God.
Yes, I know. And future generations, I mean, I was already part of the generations. Star Wars was out because Star Wars is from the 80s, isn't it? So Star Wars is as old as I am. So I grew up with it, and so I knew the fact that Darth Vader was Luke's father before I actually could consciously process it. So I already grew up with the knowledge. Even I am too young to get this full flash of an experience in the cinema. And I really, really mourn everybody who came after me. Because, or at least since the prequel trilogy exists. But yeah, still, the point where I'm still trying to get is, even now, there are, which we have seen in the chapter when Blackjack died a 3rd time, I guess, when she was behind, going down there to hell with Snips.
Yep,
and she saw all the thousands and thousands of souls being already trapped in the halos of the Eater. Those souls are still down there, and everybody dying until they deal with the Eater will go down there. Those souls are trapped there, periodly. They need to defeat the Eater, otherwise everybody who is going to die for the next few thousand years will end up there.
Yeah, and it was good that they explained how the moonstones are actually protecting them from enervation. The fact that you all have little souls in them that the enervation feeds off. But anyway, that makes a real dark turn when you think about it.
Yeah.
At the end of the enervation would rather torture the souls in the moonstones rather than just devour them.
But then again, the soul, I'm not sure if I got it correctly, the souls in the moonstone are the quote-unquote happy souls which joined the universe for the big song, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they are at least not souls end up trapped in the moon by default and suffer there for eternity. They only start the suffering when they get too close to the Eater. But this pretty much goes for all souls, so, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah.
We had the fact that the other stars can't actually help them because they don't particularly care what's going on with Equus itself. And they don't seem to care much about other planets, if I remember correctly.
I mean, we know where at least half a dozen other stars are busy to protect another planet from a lot of universal threats. I mean, just think about the Sailor Moon franchise. There are a bunch of planets running around in little girl scout uniforms and protecting the planet. So,
Yep,
those
and they're only 13 years old.
So basically, the Sailor Scouts are the cousins of Tom from Project Horizon. That's my new headcanon, and I go with it.
Headcanon accepted.
Yay. Okay. So, anything else about the conference room?
Interesting that they all had their own perceptions of who they were seeing Tom as.
Nice touch. Also, Tom's appearance to Blackjack was her father, wasn't it?
I think so.
I think so too, but she was... This is a funny thing, because we had an earlier scene long ago when she talked about witnessing this one stallion getting caught and brought for retirement to the station, and she kind of recognized the hair and everything, but
it just didn't click with her.
I believe unconsciously she knows, and that's why she is projecting his appearance onto Tom. She subconsciously knows exactly that it is her father, but this is still from the area when she was like, don't think about it, never think about it. So she has it locked away in her denial vault in her brain. So subconsciously, yeah, she knows that there was her father, that she witnessed him getting brought to his execution, and she probably ate him a few days later in form of chips.
Oh God, that is true.
Then again, this is actually not as bad as it feels when you think about it, because we all know the circle of life, where antelopes eat lions who turned to grass. So.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm pretty much done with the conference room. Unless you have more. Give me.
Nope, that was all pretty good. Once again, it was just funny having Discord on, playing the other side of the conversation. Is going, how are you here? Oh, maybe I'm just a spirit, or maybe I'm part of Blackjack. She is part of me, technically.
Because she's a body made of him. I have to say, I really... Great Discord in that scene. I really loved him.
Someone was written very well for this bit.
I believe he also did so in the past. I mean, I was a little bit confused with Discord in the core scene, but the core scene was all very confusing for me to begin with. But his first scene, when he helped them in this one bunker where Flim and Flam lived.
Hippocratic Research Center.
Yeah, Hippocrat, yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. Him turning into doing a sumo suit, fighting the Super Sentinel robot.
Yeah. He is somebody has a good Discord. Can write a good Discord. That's nice.
Exactly.
Okay, back on the outside. Blackjack does her usual thing, convinces Echo.
Yeah, and then we had the fight with Bastard.
And the Japanese pony? The samurai pony?
Yes, wasn't she? Yeah, they had a fight with Blackjack, didn't she?
Yeah. Simultaneously with Bastard, Blackjack got her killed and then convinced Bastard.
Interesting playing mind games with him, quite literally.
Yeah, reading his mind, he's just like, oh snap, she can read minds. I should have asked for more.
Yeah, I only did this for the money. Wait, how did you know I'm behind her?
Oh, Blackjack. I don't want to kill you. Let's just be friends.
I can make you an interesting offer. She offered me 1 million bits.
I offer you
a million caps or something.
Yeah, I offer you life. Very original. But I have to say, the fighting didn't drag on for too long with the normal enemies.
Yep.
So we could go upstairs to Cognitum. By the way, how was Blackjack able to see her the entire time? I forgot. I believe there was some explanation in the last chapter how she was able to see Cognitum. But she's observing how she's moving to the throne, how she's sitting down. Is there a big hole in the floor, or
something like that? I think I might have a little bit. I know Cognitum was still having a slow time getting up the stairs or something.
Yeah, but yeah, this was but they were going up, but. In the meantime, our heroes went under the basement level to go to the sea and where Tom is and everything.
Yeah.
Or maybe the firing line for Tom opens. Something I missed. I don't know. I just every time when Blackjack was looking up and watching what Cognitum was doing, I was like, how does she see her? I guess there was an explanation. I just missed it.
Yeah, it's probably just missed a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, but every time I was like, damn it, why? How does she do it? Damn it, I want to remember.
And it was a good fight, and once again, Cognitum was proven to be a clever bad guy because she wasn't just giving in to Blackjack's taunts and insults until the really near the end.
But not originally. Originally, she was like, no, I'm beyond this. Only after Golden Blood's computer tried to fry her, she was more
Tweaked.
Yeah, not acceptable. No, sensible to the insult. Sensible is still not the word I'm looking for, but I don't care. I'm moving on now.
Yep.
Yeah, fight. That's the only thing about the fight that was like. Really, he's hiding all the grenades in his head, and Cognitum's only reaction is like, "Oh, you are so sentimental." She ripped.
Got caught monologuing.
Yeah, kind of like we are back to the Incredibles. I mean, she ripped his tail apart to get rid of all the grenades, but she lets him keep this Stetson.
Well, we've never seen P21 keep grenades in his hat before, so
yeah,
maybe Blackjack, didn't keep the memories. We just didn't know about it.
It's a nitpick. And it was necessary because they had to defeat her Cognitum somehow.
Yeah, that mare just wouldn't go down.
Yeah, and I mean, she was overpowering everybody, and one spark grenade hit her earlier, so this wasn't enough. So, yeah, they
like
really
4 or 5.
Yeah, and it also makes sense that nobody really had a lot to hold against her otherwise, because, well, she was super-powered magic, and, yeah, just ripping everybody telekinetically proved efficient enough, so...
Yeah.
But thank goodness they got done with her. Even so, yeah, okay, then, of course, the internal battle, once again...
Yep, fighting with Nightmare Moon / Luna inside of the body.
Yeah.
Which was also quite good and valid, I thought. I thought it was nice that they showed that Luna was actually really regretful for what she did and blamed herself for a lot of the murder conspiracies and all that, when really it wasn't. All she gave was her willing consent, nothing else.
I actually finished it yesterday, or was it this morning? I usually have a very bad perception of time during the weekend. No, I believe I finished it this morning, today morning.
You're about to say tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, I'm talking from the future. Oh my god, today's podcast has more pop culture references than average KP review. Hey-yo! Where was I going? Something felt off for me about the thingy, that Luna came across as a little bit weak, which probably because I'm a Luna fan, twitched me personally a little bit, and there is no real complaint there, just that it wasn't what I wanted to read. So, no. But then again, to be honest, in the entire Fallout universe, starting with the original one by K-Cat, the princesses did not really get very thankful roles. They screwed up big time. And
exactly.
So it's only just consistent in the end.
Plus, Luna did have about 200 years sitting as a soul, thinking about what she regrets and all that. And that can all just weigh up to her emotional state.
Which brings us, of course, to one of the big turns, which was surprisingly not a problem for me whatsoever. What all? I can imagine a lot of people complaining about Alicorn Blackjack.
Yes. I was sitting there in this going, Alicorn Blackjack, yes.
Yeah,
I knew it was coming.
Okay, I actually didn't, but that's the thing. I usually don't think ahead in this kind of things. I try to figure out the plot or the way story take, but I'm not thinking in this kind of gimmicky ways for some reason. But I actually did not see it coming. I was like, back then when she got turned into a cyber alicorn, I was like, oh well, the symbolism, wah. But considering, because it was not the kind of ascent Twilight, for example, had.
Yeah, there's no heartwarming ballad.
No, that's not what I was going for. No, I was more referring to the fact that Twilight ascended to Aliconhood by mastering friendship, magic of friendship. Blackjack rose up to Aliconhood by the direct aid of the soul of Luna. Maybe even kind of. We are not sure about the details if Luna kind of maybe melted a little bit with Blackjack or just transferred power or whatever. Or
I thought it was more like you've seen Dragon Ball Z, haven't you?
Yes.
I thought it was more like with Nail when he merged with Piccolo kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe something like this. That the personality stays intact, but now she has an actual Alicon soul in her. I mean,
yeah, she's more of a combination of the two now.
I mean,
That's what I came up with.
This was the thing I was wondering about, anyways. Blanks are able to survive in the core because blanks don't have souls and therefore are not affected by innovation.
Correct.
We especially know this since Somber told us that he was going to kill Boo in the core. I'm still like, he is really lucky that he didn't.
I'm really glad he didn't. I like Boo. She's so cute.
Yes,
and she's
so
lovable.
She's Flufflepuff, but not so poofy and without the demonic side, except that Discord lived outside for a while. But and so yeah, Somber pretty much confirms that the very moment as Pony gets a soul, she is kind of she gets, unless she's a cyber pony, this kind of protects as well, apparently. I mean, Blackjack was safe and Cognitum also survived but Blackjack in the blank body survived in the core.
Yeah, I always wondered if that's because her soul died 2 or 3 times and it did something that puts the soul eater off or something, I don't know.
Reading 74, I was kind of like, if the soul died or if Blackjack actually lost her soul at some point. So she is the soulless husk. But then again, now that we talked about it, I was like, well, we have a soulless husk and we have a random Alicon soul which kind of happens to be in the same place. So it kind of would make sense. So the very moment she turned Alicon, I was really like, oh, okay. I was like Blackjack's reaction to Tom. Huh.
Yeah, it's like...
Unlike you, I wasn't expecting it, but when it happened, I was completely fine with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, feels good.
Just also, please don't ask me to make a vector. I haven't got a clue.
Yeah, and it kind of makes sense, plot-wise, right? Because as this normal pony, well, she was a blank, so she was still a little bit special, but as a normal pony, how the heck was she ever supposed to have anything against the legate? I was wondering this ever since their battle at the space station. Nothing. She has nothing to offer against him.
But now, at least now she has a mixture of Alicorn soul, a new, stronger body from the looks of it. Her magic's gone up. That's definite.
Her magic is like, Alicon levels. Exactly. So she finally has actually some big guns on her side. Also, probably limited through my language barriers. I wasn't able to grasp how much her transformation was, but she pretty much got a lot more actual pony now than her body was. I mean, she got her heart back because we got this line when she is like, I want this dead thing inside of me because right now I feel my heart getting ripped apart.
Yeah, her face returned to her. She's got blood and proper wings.
Yes.
And what I read, she's got her arm. Well, her cybernetics are more like bat pony armor kind of.
Yeah, exactly. The design changed, but apparently it is.
Oh, and her babies are now safe apparently, and she can probably safely have them.
Yeah. Yeah, but so yeah, she really got a lot out of this transformation, or returning to her old body. So a lot of flesh grew back, or actually replaced cybernetic parts, which is kind of impressive.
Yeah. No, yeah, we had Cognitum in the fight, like firing off Trottenheimer's Folly twice. So that's been confirmed now as a way of killing a Phoenix talisman. Remember Tom was talking about how flux explosion or something that can interrupt the necromantic power thingies. I don't know.
Also, really like. I mean, I the scene where it was like, well, saving the entire planet or saving this bunch of friends. Of course, it is absolutely the reaction you need to have. Like, of course, you shoot instead of shooting the rock, you shoot the magical computer on top of you. But
Exactly.
but it was so like, Echo, how could you screw up, you idiot? He was like, oh, I'm making it extra safe. I'm making completely sure that no bit of cognitum lingers back in Blackjack. How about checking where you sent her?
You just sent her into the computer.
Yes.
And what did it do? It killed them. Well, it killed Echo, and I didn't exactly feel much for his death.
Yeah,
that's
but
for me. It's like, he's dead.
Yeah, I know. I was also surprisingly untouched by Echo's death. It was a little bit of like, dude,
he served his purpose, and then they just...
You just got your soul and body back. You just switched sides for good, and you just helped. Why do you have to screw up like that? Seriously.
Yeah, and those mecha sprites were nasty little things. Though I do admit, I liked Bastard's magic gun clips for his machine pistols.
Yeah, Bastard is a fun little character, I have to say.
I was like the fact he was going, screw this, I'm out. I didn't agree to all this. I just want to live.
Oh yeah, he's a likable bastard. Oh god, and his name is picked so well.
That's because what everybody calls me when I kill them.
Great one. Bastard is a nice little side character. Probably none we get too attached to because, well, we are too close to the ending.
Yep, too much going on.
Yeah, but still a likable sidekick.
Yep.
Well, there was some thought I had a moment ago.
Was it Blackjack finally killing
the goddamn robo sprites or mecha sprites or whatever they are called.
Yeah.
I mean, when they have been first introduced, I had such a bad feeling about them because they are pretty much the embodiment of every second sci-fi story about some kind of viral-like organism going wrong.
Exactly.
And what do those idiots around Golden Blood do? They kind of manipulate them and get them as their own secret project and let them go loose on the moon. Like, guys, I am kind of thankful because it's pretty much it's over scenario the very moment such a creation goes actually wild. So I am kind of surprised that the worst we got out of them is eating one pony.
And just attacking the rest. Because Rampage protected Scotch tape, didn't she, Barbara?
Yes. But it's a thing. Usually this is a kind of thing in a sci-fi movie. We have this race who is in a battle with another planet next door, and they create the ultimate weapon, which kind of backfires and destroys the entire universe. This is exactly this kind of virus-like spreading thing, which reproduces by destroying.
Yeah, it's like replicators in Stargate.
Yeah.
They're basically like these bug creatures that basically ate and absorb technology.
The same all over again. And I usually, I don't like this kind of threat because it is basically unbeatable, and it usually only gets defeated through nonsense criteria. Well, they are unbeatable. They are a macrocosmic virus. Viruses are only somehow not destroying everything because they only operate in microcosm.
But the fact they have millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of them.
Yes, and I mean, enough viruses are out there killing people by the hundreds, by the thousands, but they are not destroying entire worlds because, well, they are still limited. And the very moment you...
I was going to say, but these little fellas, they just can't stop them.
Yeah, and this is the thing. And the very moment you build them on a macro scale, the universe is screwed at the very moment if they really are programmed this way. And I usually don't like stories having this as a threat, because it is an unbeatable threat. Usually the reason how they come up with, how they then are able to beat them with an EMP shockwave or with an atom bomb detonating at their core, even though it was established earlier that basically every single one has the memory of the core and can rebuild everything from scratch. So
yeah, lots of these things do sound like replicators from Stargate.
Yes.
Down to the T.
Exactly. But that's what I really like about the Mecha Sprites here, that they are really just this little thing which is happening for a very short moment. Yeah, this little thing that happens for a moment, they blast Cognitum and they pretty much disappear with... I guess they get sucked out into space. Which brings me back to my entire universe getting swallowed problem right early.
But it seems like the flux effects of Trottenheimer's Folly don't seem to be that effective anymore.
Yeah, but also it's... I mean, their programming seems to be safe. They haven't done anything wrong until the first time when they were presented the first time, when they got manipulated actively. So whoever manipulated them into malfunctioning had a solid control over them. And also on the moon, they completely did everything according to protocol, only until Cognitum consciously took them over and made them do bad things. So they are pretty safe. So I'm okay with them. They are not so overpowered as they could have been.
Yep. And then we had, like I said, we had Blackjack blast the core finally, killing off Cognitum.
Yeah.
And sadly bringing the palace down around them.
Yes. Yeah. And losing the last silver bullet to get to deal with Tom the easy way. Because right now I have no idea how they're going to pull it. Tom is already on its way. Tom got a lot of distance ahead of them. The rocket will barely be able to fly past Tom and land and be then able to welcome it. So I pretty much assume Tom will reach Equus first. And it will get caught by the legate. But the consumption process takes long, and that's where Blackjack is able to save the day.
Feels like we're going down the end of the Evangelion scene, you know, with the final end of the Earth. But that's just me.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, the third impact, that was it.
Evangelion is so long ago, and...
It made no sense back then.
I know. But yeah, so...
Yeah, we're on to the you-know-what, P21.
Yes.
Going the way of Trinity from The Matrix.
Oh god, I had this, because Nostalgia Critic did the Matrix month in February, January. This was too present in my mind as well, so I had to remember this during reading as well. But thankfully I was able to get this thought out of my head and focus on this tragedy in front of me and not the tragedy of a movie a few years ago.
Yeah. But it hurts. Poor guy.
Yeah. Even so, I have to say, I had a satisfying feeling. I mean, I stated before when Glory died that a certain darker part of me was like, not Glory, she has so much potential, so much to live for. Why not P21?
Yeah, be careful what you wish for, man.
Yeah. And, be careful what we wish for. But in that regard, he got a good ending that he was like, hey, you gave me, I had to experience freedom, I had to experience a few more months, I had to experience being a father. He basically also got to experience love with Blackjack. A kind of strange love, since he is still gay, and therefore his feelings for Blackjack are not as... They are honest, he loves her, but not in this... I don't know, there are these 4 Greek words how to differentiate different types of love, like the family love, the erotic love, the companion love, whatever. And while I believe Blackjack has the full-on love for P21, he probably has a more family-like love and not the Eros one.
I think you have more respect for Blackjack than anything else. I mean, it's always amazing how she just kept going all the time throughout everything they went through. That's one thing I've noticed from the reading. He keeps saying, "I don't know how you keep going, Blackjack. I would have stopped long ago."
Well, she tried, but she got saved.
I had a feeling that we were going to lose at least one or two of the characters on the moon. And I did have that feeling we weren't. It was either going to be either Scotch Tape or P21 or Rampage.
I have to say, really, when his cutie mark got revealed, it was like I teared up. It was like, and that's why I have a good feeling about his death, because yeah, he broke free. He I mean, what was it? Heart breaking the chain. So I basically his some kind of freedom theme is in it. Some kind of big strong heart is in it, and even though his life was short, and even though his life sucked until half a year ago, this half year he got to experience so much he always dreamed of, and he achieved so much. And
4 months of freedom compared to a lifetime of imprisonment.
Yeah, and so yeah, I didn't feel too bad. I mean, it felt bad, but it was kind of like, for him, it was, all things considered, a satisfying ending. I mean, sure, Blackjack has the unthankful position of being left behind twice again.
Yep.
So yeah, with his death,
and then Rampage staying behind, wishing to die as well.
And I have to say, I even was okay with that, but apparently, I'm not sure if she changed her mind even while she was still there, or if the explosion didn't work.
I'm not sure. I think she wanted to live, so maybe she did a runner at the last minute. I think she just wanted to be there with P21 till the end.
Yeah.
Just so he didn't die alone.
This was what she said to Blackjack. At least nobody dies alone.
Because she doesn't be, and she did say she didn't want to be the last one to die.
But I was really surprised when she came back. I was like, what is going to happen? Is Blackjack really going to let both of them there? Is Blackjack finally getting that maybe she should not picture a tunnel shaped her way, but picture a tunnel shaped her way plus 2 other people next to her? I was really, at this moment, I was like, okay, how is this going to resolve? And then it's like Rampage, and
oh yeah, what, half burned and melted and suffering in a vacuum. Oof.
Yeah.
But I do wonder, they said the power supply came from the palace. I wonder what happened to the astrostable now. Was that just going to be left in the ether and forgotten about?
Yeah, but Blackjack mentioned that she couldn't see it anymore and was wondering what happened to it. So if the astrostable really slid down in this crater, it can't be in a good shape either.
No, but then again, we never exactly saw that much of it.
I also wonder what went through Bastard's mind when he pretty much saw that, well, if I wouldn't have changed sides, I would be very, very dead by now. Because also the entire plan, if the good guys would not have delayed Tom's blast off, Cognito and everybody would have been dead about half an hour ago.
Yeah, because it completely destroyed the palace.
Yeah, I mean, the mercenaries didn't see the big picture, and Cognito was kind of controlled by the Eater, so it kind of explains why she has this unwillingly suicidal tendency.
Yeah.
I mean, she would have been dead long without Blackjack and P21 repeating the command time and time again. But yeah, Rampage ending also. I have a fascination, I have a thing for immortality. But with Rampage, we really get to see the worst possible outcome of immortality. Like, being trapped in solitude and constant suffering.
Yes, exactly.
I, I really, I really hope that there will be some kind of resolution for it in an after chapter or whatever. Either they rescue her, or either her death gets confirmed, or anything, so that there is not this uncanny feeling of, well,
She's
we
now
got
constantly
another
suffering on the moon.
forever, eternal, because she can't die. So, and there's no way to just get off the moon.
It reminded me a bit of in Parts of the Caribbean, because like Will Turner's father was basically immortal, and he's basically tied to the cannon at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, stuck at drowning for, what was it, years on end. Oh.
There was also in Torchwood some kind of thing which got ended rather quickly, but there's also this immortal character
Yeah.
who gets buried alive, but he still has a normal organism, which means he will suffocate if he's buried alive. But then he will resurrect. So he will die over and over and over and over again. Thankfully, he gets rescued after a few hours, I believe, unlike the hundreds of years he was intended to be trapped.
Was that Captain Jack Harkness?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the man himself.
And now we're on the return journey from the moon.
Yeah, we are. Blackjack has a new organic Percepticon. Her old body.
Oh yes, that's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, that'll be interesting on the return journey, seeing what's going on. But only time will tell, and I'm not sure if I'll be here to discuss it.
Oh, because you will be off for the army.
Yep, in a month I go into the Royal Navy. So this might be the last one, but only time will tell.
So Navy pretty much means you are offshore for months at a time, and
well, I'll be going for 10 weeks basic training, and then 52 weeks worth of second level training for medical assistance. And then after that, I'll be either on ship or overseas.
And sitting down talking about ponies over the internet from the army base is not your intention.
I might get in trouble for it.
Really? Strange. Armies those days.
I'll be bad enough trying to corrupt them.
I mean, yeah, this it definitely was fun having you to talk about this. I mean, I remember when I was like, I believe I kind of started this podcast thingy. A new chapter came out, and I was like, I want to talk to somebody, and I didn't I just bluntly ask you like, hey, dude, you like this as well? Do you want to talk?
One of the other chats, I think it was in somebody's live stream, and you're in the comments.
Ah, okay. And I was like, Vector, let's talk about it.
And I was like, yeah, cool. I was like, wow.
Oh, but yeah, in case it will really not be work out with joining, because yeah, let's not assume it will. If it, for some lucky coincidence, there will be some kind of internet connection thing, you will have enough freedom. That's nice, but let's not calculate with it. So let me just say it was a very fun ride.
Yes, it certainly has. Like a wise man once said, one day I shall come back. Yes, I will come back.
Do it like the Austrian and say, I will be back.
No, I was doing Doctor Who.
Oh.
From William Hartnell when he said goodbye to his granddaughter.
Damn it. Is it an old Doctor or?
The first Doctor.
Ah, that's why I missed it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the original Doctor, sadly.
It was basically, they had like the invasion of Earth by the Daleks, and his granddaughter Susan stays behind. And and basically he has this wonderful speech where he goes, one day I will come back. Yes, I will come back. But until then, there must be no tears, no regrets. Just go forth and all your endeavours, knowing that I'm doing all I can in mine. It was a lovely scene.
With those great words of the Doctor, let me say, vector-brony, it was an honor. Best of times to you in the army, and
It's been an honour to do these podcasts with you,
looking forward to our next conversation about Baby Project Horizon or whatever.
I certainly hope so.
Take care. Bye.